And I firmly believe, as most of us do in this agency world, that owning a niche is how small agencies are going to thrive. And so I am a big advocate for helping agency owners take a niche that they own and collaborating with other agency owners who have niches. Now, there are different types of niches. For example, there's a service niche and an industry niche, right? A service niche could be something along the lines of someone who just focuses their agency on PR as a service niche, right? Versus someone who just focuses on ads, right? So there are two different types of niches, and sometimes I come across agency owners who have a service niche and an industry niche, right? And I think that that's a very a fine vertical, and I think those are great. I think that when you have that tight of a niche, it really allows you to build your expertise and of course the service and of course the industry itself. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
So sorry to cut you off. So there's a couple things there. I think one thing that's interesting. So you mentioned that, an ideal referral relationship could be these two verticals that are not competing, like HVAC and healthcare.
Mhm.
I think the flip side of that coin is that the HVAC person isn't probably going to know that many healthcare people. The healthcare person might not have that many connections to HVAC. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah.
How do you deal with that, and if there's any examples you can bring up of how to actually go about building strategic partnerships, or maybe clients of yours that have gone through it, and like anything that's underappreciated about building those strategic
Yeah.
partnerships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is where we bring in what we call the cohort style of collaboration, right? So in Agency Together, it's not just one to one. We actually bring in a group of about 5 to 8 agency owners in what we call cohorts. And inside the cohort style, we are able to expand the opportunity of the agency owners meeting the right fit people for who they want to serve, right? And oftentimes when we talk about right fit people too, we're talking about not just the direct decision maker. We're looking at, hey, you might have a direct decision maker, but there's also an internal advocate as well as probably external influencers that impact the decision maker itself. And so the key when we think about developing referral ready relationships is bringing people together who have the collaborative mindset. Right. They do want to collaborate, but they don't want it to be icky and gross. They do want to build a foundation of trust and really understand what each other does first. And that's what we do. We build a foundation where everyone really gets to know each other first. And then for a time frame, so it's a 4-month cohort that we have. And for the first month, we really spend time knowing each other. And the next 3 months, we come in and really share who is it that we want to meet in the world? What types of relationships really make an impact for this person?